presenting the highlights of Union Budget 2021. There are 6 pillars of the Budget 2021. First one is health and well-being. Second one is physical and financial capital and infrastructure. Third one is inclusive development for aspirational India. Fourth is reinvigorating human capital. Fifth is innovation and research and development. And the last one is minimum government, maximum governance. Let's first see what is covered in the expense part. For the urban infrastructure, 18,000 crore to support augmentation of public bus transport by launching the new scheme. And Metro Light and Metro Neo to be deployed to provide metro rail system lesser cost within Tier 2 cities and peripheral areas of Tier 1 cities. Next area is research and development and innovations. Encourage national research foundations with 50,000 crore. Over 5 years. 1,500 crore financial incentive to promote digital modes of payment. National Language Translation Mission (NTLM). To make available wealth of governance and policy-related knowledge on the Internet in major Indian languages. Deep Ocean Mission with a budget outlay of more than 4,000 crore. Over 5 years. And first unmanned space launch slated for December 2021 as a part of Gaganyaan mission. Next one is the enhancing railway infrastructure. The plan to create a future-ready railway system by 2030. Western Dedicated Freight Corridor DFC and Eastern DFC expected to be commissioned by June 2022. Indigenously developed automatic train protection system to be provided to eliminate train collision due to human error. Amount of 1,10,055 crore is provided for railways. For the welfare of farmers, Swamitwa scheme, a record of rights to property owners in villages, will now cover all states and union territories. Scope of the Operation Green scheme to be extended to 22 perishable products. Agriculture infrastructure funds to be made available to APMCs for augmenting infrastructure facilities. 1,000 more mandis to be integrated with ENAM. Agriculture credit target to be enhanced to 16.5 lakh crore rupees to increase credit flows to animal husbandry, dairy and fisheries. Rural Infrastructure Development Fund to be enhanced to rupees 40,000 crore. And Micro Irrigation Fund to be doubled to rupees 10,000 crore. The next area is power sector. Consumers can have option to choose their power distribution company. For the generation of hydrogen from green power sources, Comprehensive Hydrogen Energy Mission 2021 to 2022 to be launched. Additional capital infusion of 1,000 crore to be provided to Solar Energy Corporation of India and 1,500 crore to Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency. Revamped reforms-based result-linked power distribution sector scheme to be launched to provide assistance to DISCOMs for infrastructure creation. And to outlay of 3,05,984 crore over 5 years. In the area of healthcare, budget outlay for health and well-being increased to 2,23,846 crore. The pneumococcal vaccine, a made-in-India product, currently limited to only 5 states, to be rolled out across the country. 35,000 crore has been provided for COVID-19 vaccine. National Nursing and Midwifery Commission Bill to be introduced to bring about transparency, efficiency and governance reforms in the nursing profession. Here are the main elements of the PM Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana. First is 17,788 rural and 11,024 urban health and wellness centers will be supported. Setting up integrated public health labs in all districts and 3,382 block public health units in 11 states. Establishing critical care hospital blocks in 602 districts and 12 central institutions. Setting up of 15 health emergency operation centers and 2 mobile hospitals. Integrated Health Information Portal is expanded to all states and union territories to connect all public health labs. For road infrastructure, enhanced outlay of 1,18,101 crore for Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Infrastructure financing. For infrastructure financing, Development Financial Institution (DFI) to be set up. Provision of 20,000 crore to capitalize DFI with aim to have a lending portfolio of at least 5 lakh crore rupees in 3 years. Amendments to enable debt financing by FPIs. In the asset monetization, launch of a national monetization pipeline. Railway monetize dedicated freight corridor assets for operations and maintenance. Next lot of airports to be monetized for operations and management. To make available and accessible natural gas to all. 1 crore more beneficiaries will be covered in Ujjwala scheme. In the city gas distribution system, 100 more districts to be added in the next 3 years. Gas pipeline project to be taken up in Jammu and Kashmir. To support migrants and laborers, One Nation One Ration Card scheme has been launched. Portal for migrant workers to collect relevant information. Implementation of the 4 labor codes for extending social security benefits. All workers are covered under the Employee State Insurance Corporation. Women will be allowed to work in all categories and also in night shift with adequate protection. With single registration and licensing and online returns, compliance burden on employers will be reduced. For MSME sector, 15,700 crore to be provided to MSME sector. A special framework for MSMEs shall be introduced to ensure faster resolution of cases. To provide nutrition and clean water supply, Mission Poshan 2.0 will be launched. Jal Jeevan Mission Urban to be launched for universal water supply in all 4,378 urban local bodies. It will be implemented over 5 years with an outlay of 2,87,000 crore. For scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, post-matric scholarship scheme to be revamped with 35,219 crore till 2025 to 2026. Unit cost of each of the 750-acre model residential schools being established in tribal areas to be increased to 38 crore and for hilly and difficult areas to 48 crore. Margin money requirement under Stand Up India to be reduced to 15%. For Skilling India, Apprenticeship Act to be amended. Realign existing scheme of National Apprenticeship Training Scheme NATS with an outlay of 3,000 crore for post-education apprenticeship training for graduates and diploma holders in engineering. To extend skilling and training, India will be in partnership with other countries like it has with UAE and Japan. For higher education, set up of Higher Education Commission of India. Central University of Leh to be set up. National Professional Standards for Teachers. GLUE grant in 9 cities for umbrella structure for better synergy amongst various research institutions, universities and colleges of a city supported by the government. Unique indigenous toy-based pedagogy for all levels of school education. Standardization of Indian Sign Language across the country. Holistic Progress Card is envisaged to provide students with valuable information on their strengths, areas of interest, needed areas of focus, helping them in making optimal career choices. CBSE board exams to be reformed in phased manner. For Swachh Bharat, the Urban Swachh Bharat mission will be implemented with financial allocation of 1,41,678 crore over 5 years. To tackle air pollution, 2,217 crore rupees allocated for 42 cities. To phase out old and unfit vehicle, voluntary vehicle scrapping policy is introduced. For textile industry, launch of mega investment textiles parks, Mitra. 7 textile parks will be established over 3 years. Ports and waterways. To enhance private participation in the management of operational services, major ports to offer 7 projects worth more than 2,000 crore. Scheme to provide subsidy support worth 1,624 crore over 5 years to Indian shipping companies. Recycling capacity of around 4.5 million light displacement ton LDT to be doubled by 2024. Now let's check out income part. Slab rates of income tax are same as given in the previous budget. senior citizen having age of more than 75 years and having income from interest and pension only are exempted from filing of return. Under Section 10 subsection 23C for charitable institution, threshold exemption limit of aggregate receipts increased from 1 crore to 5 crore. For tax audit, threshold exemption limit for 95% digital transactions increased from 5 crore to 10 crore. Advance tax liability on the dividend to accrue only after it is declared. Vivad Se Vishwas scheme is extended to 28 February 2021. Dividend paid to InvITs and REITs shall be exempt from TEEDS. To claim deduction under Section 80 IAC for startup, further extended by 1 more year. To eliminate double taxation on foreign retirement funds of NRIs, the government will notify Rules Dispute Resolution Committee for taxpayer with a total income up to 50 lakh rupees and disputed income up to 10 lakh rupees. Faceless ITAT. Replacement of authority for advance rulings with a board for advance ruling, for faster disposal of cases. Time limit for reopening of assessment reduced to 3 years from 6 years. In the case of concealment of income of 50 lakh rupees or more in a year, the assessment can be reopened up to 10 years, after the approval of Principal Chief Commissioner. Time limit for completion of assessment reduced to 9 months from 21 months. Time limit for issue of notice under Section 143 subsection 2, reduced to 3 months from 6 months. Time limit to issue of intimation reduced to 9 months from 1 year. Belated return or revised return to be filed on or before 3 months prior to the expiry of 1 year from the end of the relevant assessment year. No deduction for any delay in deposit of employees' contribution to the welfare schemes. Attachment provisions will be applicable where penalty under Section 2718AD exceeds 2 crore. Section 44ADA is available only to individual, HUF and partnership firm. Depreciation shall not be allowed on goodwill. Scope of slump sale is widened by including exchanges. Additional deduction of interest, amounting to 1,50,000 rupees for loans taken up till 31st of March, 2022, for the purchase of an affordable house. Tax holiday up to 31st of March, 2022 to affordable housing projects. Tax exemption for notified affordable rental housing projects. Tax holidays for capital gains from incomes of aircraft leasing companies. Tax exemptions for aircraft lease rentals paid to foreign lessors. Tax incentive for relocating foreign funds in the IFSC. Tax exemption to the investment division of foreign banks located in IFSC. Support for development of a world-class fintech hub at GIFT IFSC. Provisions of GST audit is abolished and hence self-certified reconciliation statement can be furnished. ITC can be allowed only if the inward supply gets reflected on GST portal through GSTR1 of the supplier. Levy of interest on net cash liability debited from electronic cash ledger with effect from 1st of July, 2017, that is retrospectively. Increase in the penalty from 100% to 200% of tax payable, in case of detention, seizure and release of goods and conveyance in transit. To promote domestic manufacturing and helping India to get on to global value chain and export. To review more than 400 old exemptions. Any new custom duty exemption will have validity up to 31st March following 2 years from the date of its issue. Increasing custom duty on cotton and silk. Withdrawal of end-use-based concession on denatured ethyl alcohol. Rationalizing exemption on import of duty-free items as an incentive to exporters of garments, leather and handicraft items. Increase in custom duty on finished synthetic gemstones. Withdrawal of few custom duty exemptions on parts of chargers and subparts of mobiles. Calibrated customs duty rates on chemicals. Withdrawal of exemptions on tunnel boring machine and raising customs duty on certain auto parts. Let's check out other provisions. LLP Act, 2008 to be decriminalized. In the definition of small company, limit of capital is increased from 50 lakh rupees to 2 crore and turnover from 2 crore to 20 crore. Restrictions on one-person company, OPC, related to paid-up capital and turnover are removed. NRI can incorporate OPC in India, for that residency criteria is reduced to 120 days. Launch of MCA 21 version 3.0. Strengthening NCLT. Implementation of e-courts. Alternate method of debt resolution. Special framework for MSMEs. FDI in the insurance sector to be increased from 49% to 74% with foreign control but with safeguards. SEBI Act, 1992, Depositories Act, 1996, SCRA, 1956 and Government Securities Act, 2007 to be consolidated into a rationalized securities markets code. SEBI will be notified as a regulator for a gold exchange. Minimum loan size eligible for debt recovery under the SARFAESI Act, 2002 to be reduced from the existing level of 50 lakh rupees to 20 lakh rupees. IPO of LIC in 2021 to 2022. 2 public sector banks and 1 general insurance company will be privatized. Relaxations are proposed in carry forward of loss and taxes payable in case of disinvestment of PSUs. An asset reconstruction company limited and asset management company would be set up to consolidate the financial capacity of public sector banks. Further recapitalization of 20,000 crore announced in 2021 to 2022.